It's approaching 10 minutes to 10 o'clock. This is Today on ENCA. Now, lawyers have welcomed Parliament's decision to give the controversial road accident benefit scheme the boot. The bill was proposed to replace the insolvent road accident fund. Well, for more on this, we're joined now by Attorney Kirstie Haslam from DSC Attorneys. Kirstie, good morning and thank you very much for your time. I guess welcome is a very mild word to use to describe how you and your fellow travelers on this road will be feeling.
Well, it's a huge sigh of relief for all taxpayers as well as motorists, and in particular, future victims of road accidents in South Africa. This truly was a monstrous bill. It was procedurally flawed, it was conceptually flawed, and was going to be a monstrous expense to the economy, estimated conservatively at 321 billion rand, and in the end would give very little benefits to road accident victims. So it's indeed a huge victory that this National Assembly's Portfolio Committee on Transport has had the wisdom to put it aside and rather focus on fixing the Road Accident Fund Act as it is.
What was wrong with RAB's bill, just at a high level? What was wrong with it?
You know, it's kind of where do you start? You know, when you spend 7 years, as I have, fighting a bill of this nature, there's so much wrong. It's kind of what's right with it. But basically, it provided for benefits as opposed to compensation. And the benefits would be assessed solely at the discretion of this monolithic scheme of RABs. And they would determine how much a victim got, for how long they got it. Benefits could be terminated at a moment's notice. It was notoriously anti the poor, and in particular, those hard done by were youths and children, as well as the elderly and widows. So there were huge problems with it, and procedurally, it would have been very, very difficult to access these minimal benefits that it provided for, because by and large, attorneys' involvement would be eliminated, and victims would be at the mercy of this scheme.
Okay. Now, I've seen a comment by Peter de Bruin, who's the chairman of the Association for the Protection of Road Accident Victims, ABRAV, who've been down this road as well with yourselves, with the likes of yourselves, the attorneys. He's now saying the withdrawal of the RABS bill is not the end, but only the beginning. The hard work now, and I'm quoting here, for all stakeholders is to align and cooperate with government, that's the Department of Transport, and the Road Accident Fund leadership, to focus on recreating the Road Accident Fund to be road crash victim focused, which must be #1 priority for all. You agree with that?
I definitely agree with Peter, who's been a comrade in this struggle. Look, the Road Accident Fund has its problems. There's no question about that. But it's perfectly imperfect, if I can put it that way. And there's certainly room for improvement. And,
is it improving? Is it a room for improvement, or Kirstie, or should it be a remake completely? Because I've seen comments in the media in the past few months saying that the RAF is still around, but it's in a critical state, the condition, and it's in fact in ICU.
Well, that is certainly an apt description, but you know, we're not ready to pull the plug on it yet. We believe strongly it can be fixed. Myself and other parties who presented to the Portfolio Committee on Transport in relation to the RABS bill were at pains to point out that steps can be taken and implemented.
How do you fix it? How do you fix it? How do you fix it? Because I guess fixing it is going to be urgent and you need to be practical. Just very briefly as we conclude, what do you suggest needs to be done to fix the Road Accident Fund?
Well, I'm actually part of one of 6 national solutions task force teams who are presently, as we speak, engaged in putting together draft proposals, which we are going to submit to the RAF, the Department of Transport, as well as the Portfolio Committee on Transport before November. So this is certainly being tackled with a great sense of urgency, but we needed to reach the stage of that RABS bill was off the table before we could earnestly engage with all the relevant stakeholders in this regard.
Yeah, so the road is now open leading up to November. We'll have to touch base with you later on, Kirstie, to find out how that is going. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Yes. Kirstie Haslam from DSC Attorneys. Of course, sigh of relief, as she says, the fact that that road accident benefit scheme bill has now been defeated in Parliament. It's out of the way. Now the focus is going to be on fixing the very sick road Accident Fund. That's how we wrap this first hour of today on this Tuesday. Let's have a quick look at today's weather. Spring is in the air.